Said I'm taking big shots, just stop. Where I'm driven, no pit stops. This hot, I ain't playing like a 6 spot. Pissed off, thought I told him this a chip shot. I ain't missing cause you know I'm taking big shots. Just stop, where I'm driven, no pit stops. This hot, I ain't playing like a 6 spot. Pissed off, thought I told him this a chip shot. I ain't missing cause you know I'm taking big shots. They been trying to get me cheap like a thrift shop, but I told them it's my time, check the wristwatch. They been talking way before they even doing something. Whoa. If they wanna play, let's get the tip off. Ain't no silver lining, dawg, this some rose gold. Getting new money, I'm a old soul. Yeah, I get it bouncing like a pogo. Whoa. And I'm too cold like Frozone. And my chick elastic, girl. Told them we ain't in the fake and this ain't plastic, girl. Bought a new whip and cash, now my taxi thorough. Way I'm shooting like step, but my pass is bro. The way I'm playing the field, I'm in a league of my own. And now they all in their fields, I got them all on my phone. But dog, I'm hitting the climb, I got no time on the low. Way I'm shooting is messy, the way I'm hitting the goals. I'm taking big shots, just stop. Way I'm driven, no pit stops. This hot, I ain't playing like a 6 spot. Pissed off, thought I told him this a chip shot. I ain't missing cause you know I'm taking big shots. Just stop, where I'm driven, no pit stops. This hot, I ain't playing like a 6 spot. Pissed off, thought I told him this a chip shot. I ain't missing cause you know I'm taking big shots. I just left, but you know I'm coming back though. Whoa. And you know I don't play by my rags though. Now go and turn it up to the max, whoa. Send a paper to me now like a fax, whoa. Yeah. Got 2 phones ringing off the hook now. When I'm in the city, I get looks now. I was going bad, but I'm good now. Said I had to go and put my foot down. Told them I'ma get it and go. Even in the summer, man, they knowing I'm cold. I got a couple checks coming that I made off the flows. Might get a couple more popping if I do it some more. I gotta do it for real. Said I'm back in my bag. All my digital climbing just like they all on the dash. And they tell me slow down, cause dog, I'm moving too fast. Might go and cop me a Tesla, cause dog, I still got a gas. Said I'm taking big shots, just stop. Where I'm driven, no pit stops. This hot, I ain't playing like a 6 spot. Pissed off, thought I told him this a chip shot. I ain't missing cause you know I'm taking big shots. Just stop, where I'm driven, no pit stops. This hot, I ain't playing like a 6 spot. Pissed off, thought I told him this a chip shot. I ain't missing cause you know I'm taking big shots. Just stop, where I'm driven, no pit stops. This hot, I ain't playing like a 6 spot. Pissed off, thought I told him this a chip shot. I ain't missing cause you know I'm taking big shots. Just stop, where I'm driven, no pit stops. This hot, I ain't playing like a 6 spot. Pissed off, thought I told him this a chip shot. I ain't missing cause you know I'm taking big shots.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Speed shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close, I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Chop Fest, guys. I am exhausted from this price action, guys. Absolutely chopping around what is coming next. We got a quick update for you guys. Actually, I forgot to set the timer here, guys. You guessed it. Short stream. I literally need to set a timer, guys, because I just can't do it. We just came off a 3-hour premium live stream. 45. We'll give it a little bit for the intro. We'll do 47 minutes and 5 seconds. So here we go. Timer is going, guys. Bitcoin absolutely chopping around. What is coming next here, guys? I really don't have a preference, if I'm being honest. If you saw the market update yesterday, pretty much the same sentiment, right? We got some mixed up market cipher B signals. We got some key levels to look at. I am still waiting for these key levels to get tapped, but we're here. We're going to give you the key levels. I'll give you my overall thoughts on what I think is the highest probability. But for me personally, guys, I have not been really trading this price action locally. Just still holding my long from lower, waiting for the higher levels to get tapped, or waiting to get stopped out in profit and waiting for those bigger levels of support to get hit. So, yeah. Shout out to the CandleMafia. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Hang on. Shout out to Alex O. Crypto says, always love for the CandleMafia. Have a wonderful stream at CandleMafia. God bless always. Shout out to Alex O. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Hope you're doing well. And what are you thinking about the price action, bro? Are you as bored as I am? I am absolutely bored, guys. I don't think I took a trade this week. I think I've just been holding the long position. Maybe I took one trade. I don't even know. Not really tons of opportunity in here, guys. Super low probability environment. Sometimes no trade is the answer, or sometimes the best trade is no trade is what I wanted to say. But yeah, shout out to Alex. Thank you for the super chat, bro. 50 Canadian dollars. Shout out to you, brother. That's not a small super chat. I appreciate that so much, man. Let's see. We got Yuga Rigro says 3 hours. Man, Frankie giving us the sauce. I feel like I look tired, guys. Haven't been sleeping well either. But let's see here. JJ, what is going on? Said springboard loading. And I'll talk to you about kind of what I'll be looking at in the context of a spring. Regular guy trades, what is going on? Said break out the goat. Let's get the Friday moving. Hopefully, I usually hope for sideways price action on the weekends, guys, because I try to take a little bit of a break. But I wouldn't be upset if we got to move, to be quite honest. Give us something. Let's see. Shout out to Servando Estrada. Long time no see. He was in that 3-hour premium live stream. Regular guy trade said 47.12 should be the number. Shout out to, I don't know if you're talking about the how many hours the stream is going to be. Said I took a silver trade and loved it until I didn't. Shout out to Amina. Yeah, silver was absolutely going crazy. I'm My Hero said, I'm just here for the Cavs. I haven't shown the Cavs in a while, guys. I haven't worked the Cavs out in a while either. They might be shrinking. Maybe we got to pump up the Cavs a little bit to get the market to pump. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and Yo, shout out to Jency, said just check the winning trades. Flex for the Mafia. I might be able to show the long. We've shown it a ton of times here, but we're just kind of still floating in the same amount of profit. To be honest, guys, I was thinking about just closing that trade, locking in the profit, and just waiting for the next key level, right? You don't always have to hold your trades in hopes of like massive moves, right? I'm already up $4,000 on that trade. I might just close that, go into the weekend, and maybe buy Mrs. Candles a Christmas gift. But anyway, without further ado, guys, we got some stuff to look on the charts. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. All right, let's see. Here we are. 3-hour live stream is the most educational lecture. Shout out to Fantasy Killer. Yeah, we talk a lot about kind of the like true journey of a trader, right? Because we could teach the TA, we could teach the strategies, but if you're unable to really master the true skill of trading, which is really risk management, psychological control, and just like not falling victim to your emotions, that's really like one of the best things that you can do. If you could find someone with experience, whether it's me or somebody else, right? It's not just to show myself, but if you could find somebody with experience who's gone through the journey, the hard journey of becoming a trader and actually making money, it's a very, very helpful thing, right? Because no one can really help you get through those psychological blocks unless they've actually gone through it, right? And I even have people in the chat here that are like, oh my God, man, I feel like you're talking directly to me. And the reason that is the case more often than not is because I've actually gone through these struggles, probably a lot worse than a lot of you guys. I was like the worst trader when I first started, super emotional, trying to gamble, trying to get rich overnight. And if I just didn't have that mindset, I think everybody kind of has to naturally go through that. But if I did not have that mindset, I would have saved myself a lot of time and a lot of money. But give me one sec here. Let's sip the black coffee here. Black coffee at 5:30 p.m. Probably not a great idea, guys, but it's Friday. We'll be up late anyway. But let's go ahead and jump on in here, guys. So obviously, absolute Bitcoin chop fest, right? Like even if you come up to like the higher time frames, right? It's just like, just absolute garbage here. And I will talk about kind of what I'm looking for here moving forward. If I had to pick a bias, again, I want to stress that, like, I don't have a really strong bias here. Again, just kind of waiting for those massive key levels or bigger major key levels to come in, looking for that next opportunity, either coming in at the PLC of the range here between about 95 and 97K. And then, of course, the only other level we really have underneath us is going to be on our, let me turn off that lower profile. The only other key level we really have here is going to be the daily and the weekly MPOC, which are perfectly confluent here, and that value area low of the range. This zone does sit between about 87.3, and the value area low is coming in here at about $86,604. So, I'm just kind of sitting here. We do have a local range maybe I'll bring up as well. But yesterday on the market update, pretty much what we were talking about was, we're just kind of bing-bonging around in this range. If we cannot get the break out of the value area high, we could just get acceptance back below the POC. And if we can't get back above the POC, we could eventually see the full fill of this volume profile, which still stands true here, guys. Money flow and also, equally as chopped up as price action, right? Here on the 4-hour, we're in the green, we're in the red, we're in the green, we're in the red. Literally nothing to take away from that. If we come up to some of the higher time frames, daily money flow, you could argue that is trying to trend to the upside. We're still pretty far away from that zero line. The one thing I can say that I will be looking at over the weekend to indicate that we may get the bigger move down, and another thing I kind of want to talk about here, guys, is this value area low is going to be more of a local level of support. Of course, I will be interested in bounces here. I just don't know if that's going to be the low. If we lose this value area low, of course, we will be losing our bigger 786 Fibonacci retracement, which has already been tapped, but from the low all the way to the all-time high, there is that macro 786. And if we lose this, right, essentially the range lows, if we can't get back above that 786, we don't really have a lot of support underneath us, right? If we lose that 786, I will be anticipating to have a high probability of coming out and taking out this low at about $80,430 into our next key level of support, which sits down here between about 78,550, where we have the weekly MPOC, and then we also have that daily horizontal. So you do have a little bit of backup support down there. So I would say like the biggest levels on the chart, and just to kind of get off those intermediary levels, I will just bring up the high time frame key levels, which of course will take off the volume profile. I'll take off the horizontals, and we'll just look at the dailies and the weekly MPOCs. I'll even take off this Fibonacci retracement, right? So when we look at this, guys, we're just floating around here, right? The next confluent level of resistance, of course, sitting up here between about 95 and 97K. And I actually want to talk about this level because we've been talking about this as a, obviously the next big level I'll be looking at for a rejection. We're going to take a look at the volume and kind of talk about, is this really a big level? Or, if we are able to sneak up here, could we see a very fast move, of course, up to our next weekly MPOC, closer to about 105K. So, just horizontally, key levels remain exactly the same. Key resistance, 95 to 97. Key support, technically the daily and weekly MPOC. If we can't hold that, right, we lose it. We lose that 786. I'll be looking to come down here to our next weekly MPOC. Other than that, just a waiting game here, guys. Like I said, not taking too many trades. If we are able to get the push up, well, actually, let me cover this first. 2-day red dot, right? This is the one thing I will be looking at. I'll take off the horizontal levels. We do have the 2-day red dot potentially looking to print here. This is something I'm going to be looking at. We've been talking about this kind of being above the zero line for quite some time, right? Eventually, we tried to come down, we got another push up. We tried to come down, got another push up. And unfortunately, even that support on the zero line never really gave us a significant bounce, right? This $95,000 level, 94,700, right? This has just been very difficult to get above. And if we do get this 2-day red dot to print, that would probably indicate to me that there's not a good chance that we're going to hold the local support levels here on the value area low. That 2-day red dot prints, your last chance of support here is about 87.3 to 86.472. But if that 2-day red dot starts to print, right, the one thing I do like about this is the fact that this 2-day bullish divergence, right? It's not here just yet, but when I see this momentum wave forming like this, there is a possibility that if that red dot prints, of course, this momentum wave would come down, and this kind of is what is making me expect a potential break of those lows, other than the fact that we don't really have any support down here. So I'll pull up that weekly MPOC again, right? That brings us down to 78,550. If that red dot prints, we could look for the break of the low into that key level, and then at that point, right, we could look for that 2-day bullish divergence, right? And the first drop down here did not give us any significant bullish divergences. We had a tiny 4-hour bull div, but not really significant for a big move up, in my experience, right? Not that you can't get the move up, which is kind of why I'm neutral here. If we get the pop up, right, long will continue to pay out. We'll take a look for the short here at 97 to 95K, and then if we break down, stop out of the long in profit. If I don't close it early, and then we'll look for the break of the low there for that 2-day bullish divergence. And, this would be kind of nice, because if we do get that, right, this 2-day money flow could kind of continue into the red. And then as we print that bullish divergence, guys, it would look a little bit better, in my opinion, for a bigger bounce to the upside. And the reason for that is because, of course, we don't have any major bull divs down here just yet. But if we do print that and this money flow wave starts to curve up, we could say, well, hey, maybe that 2-day bullish divergence is marking somewhat of a bottom. And then if that money flow starts to creep back to the upside, we could look for that to maybe continue our trend to the upside in a much bigger way. I'm not saying it's impossible to come up from where we are now. It's just really hard for me to give a legitimate argument based off the charts. So if we did get the move to the upside first, I do want to talk about this $95,000 to $97,000 level. So when I say there's really not that huge of an update, right, key levels remain exactly the same. Total chop fest here. I'll cover the local volume profile that I'm looking at in here as well, although I'm not really interested in trading it. I'll bring it up for anybody who's interested. But if we do get the bigger move up to 95 to 96K, let's just assume we do get some kind of big push to the upside here. How key is this level, right? Well, of course, we do have the daily MPOCs, the weekly MPOC, and to be honest, I'm going to take this off, right? This TradingView MPOC is a little bit weak, and really the big level, in my opinion, is going to be sitting on that weekly and daily closer to 96 to 97K. And when we pull up our volume profiles, right, we'll pull up the visible range so we can get a nice view on what that volume is looking like. And you can see here, right? If I zoom out, we come on over to the higher time frames. Come on, volume. You can do it. I know you can. There we go. You can see, right, we have a high volume node, which is what we're sticking to right now, right? We're just clinging onto this high volume node. These high volume nodes are what price likes to gravitate to and stick to, and then the low volume nodes are what price likes to fly through, right? You can see that quick drop down. Of course, we could be aware of a quick push up. We even looked at this on this local volume profile, right? When we pulled this, looking at this in the past, right, we had this big low volume gap here, which did indicate to us once we ended up losing this point of control, we would very likely see a fast drop to the downside. And then we break back above it. You get a little quick push to the upside, right? Fly right back through it. So just to kind of show that, right? Low volume gaps don't offer a lot of support or resistance. Or if you're approaching from below, you break into that low volume gap. Could be a very fast move up into your next high volume node, which does sit between about $102,000 and $105,000, which you all know is pretty much the key levels that we've been looking at, right? We have our value area high sitting here in confluence with our anchored VWAP and that weekly MPOC, right? So this volume profile, I'll give you these numerical values so you can pull this up on your own chart. Value area high sitting at about 103,428. PLC sitting at about 96 to 97K. There's two major PLCs in there, within our resistance zone, and then of course the value area low is sitting here at about $92,300. A little bit different than the more larger range that we were looking at, but instead of talking about like these lofty higher targets, right? We'll just keep it nice and local here. So at the end of the day, right, when we look at this from a volume profile perspective, it's like, what would I expect here? Well, if we get back inside this volume profile, of course, we do have the weekly and daily MPOC, the point of control of the range, etc. You can see a little bit of a spike in volume there, but it's not huge, right? Not that we can't get a resistance there for a potential push to the downside. I've talked about how I will be looking for rejections there with the premium Discord for some short positions. But if we're able to hold support there, right, or maybe we don't get the confirmations. If we don't get the confirmations and we're able to flip this level, this would be a big level to get on top of. Because if we could flip that, there's not much above you until the value area high. So flip this level, could see that fast move to the upside again. Fast moves down could equal fast moves up, and it does line up perfectly with the profile. Flip the value area low, look for the POC, flip the POC, look for the fulfill of that volume profile into the value area high, which is, of course, confluent here with the anchored VWAP from the top, the weekly MPOC, and that value area high. So not just like looking at the major targets, but trying to anticipate kind of how price action will behave, just to kind of point that out. Flip this level could be a fast push to the upside, so I am going to be somewhat careful with the short positions up here. I'm going to need to see, let me take this anchored VWAP off the chart because it is changing my perspective here. If we get above here, like just be aware, right? Like there's not a lot above you to hold you back from that value area high. And of course, we all know not only do you have the value area high in the weekly MPOC, but this is also very close to that 50-week moving average. I just don't know, right? And this is actually right on this high volume node, this little spike in volume right here. So this does kind of move down to about $102,100. And, if we are going to see that bigger retracement, which we have seen in past cycles, even if we are going into a bear market, right, you oftentimes do see that retracement to the 50-week moving average. It would make sense. I just don't know if we're going to come up there first or not. So it's an if this, then that. If we're able to get back inside the value area, push up towards the POC, that's your next major level of resistance. Flip that, not much holding you back to get up to that next major target. These are the same levels I've had on the chart forever. Just kind of show a little bit of a different perspective here from the volume profile to help you guys anticipate a potentially quick move up. It's not going to stop me if I get the confirmations here to take the short, but I just got to be careful, right? You got to have your risk management set, your stop loss set, because if you do get above there, it could get a fast push to the upside. So we'll see. Maybe we'll be on the chart next week and be like, we didn't even need to talk about this because we came down first, or we'll be like, oh my God, we're at our major target. But other than that, right, like not really much to do here, in my personal opinion, right? Like, everyone talks about, should I long, should I short, right? Well, sometimes the best trade is no trade, especially in this super choppy environment. So major levels, 95 to 97K, break above that, could be a fast move up into the hundreds, $102,000 to $105,000. And I'll just treat that as a volume profile, right? Typical volume profile. If we get that fulfill, right? POC could give you resistance, opportunities for shorts. Got to be careful around that value area low. If we're able to continue to the upside, flip that POC, we could just look up towards the value area high where I will be interested in short positions. Once we flip that, right, we could start talking about, maybe getting a bigger move up, but, no point in talking about that just yet. We're still really far away, and I want to keep things nice and simple today because it will be a short stream. I swear. So there you go. That's kind of my overall thought process from a money flow perspective here, guys. Biggest thing, at least for Market Cypher B, is to watch that 2-day red dot. If we get that to print, could end up breaking that low if we lose the value area low, daily MPOC at about 87.3. Other than that, kind of just sitting here, guys. Super boring price action. I hate this, right? Like, I had stuff to do yesterday, so I didn't go live. I dropped the market update, but like even today, right? I probably could have just taken this stream off because, just nothing is happening, right? Everybody wants to stare at the 1-minute chart. But, even from like the lower time frame, 4 hours totally chopped up. The only other clear money flow that we have is maybe here on the 8 hour. But even this, right? Like, I don't know how much I trust this. Just with how choppy things are. Just like garbage environment. I hate it. I love to come up here and give like super confident moves, super confident targets. Just can't get back above this, major zone here. So we'll see what happens. And the beautiful thing is we don't need to know what direction things are going to go in. And I know a lot of people probably think that's weird, but it's true, right? Like I'm not interested in new long positions unless we come down to support with the confirmations, right? If we come down here, alert goes off, I don't see the confirmations, we will sit on our hands and wait for the bigger drop to the downside to potentially take out that low here at $80,500. Now, I also do want to bring up the liquidation heat map here because locally, we do have some liquidity sitting below the lows here at about 89,230, leading down to about 88,500. And this is going to bring up that more local range, which, of course, I'd be careful out there scalping right now, guys. But we do have a somewhat of a respected volume profile, but also a kind of wonky profile, right? It's like the price action super wonky, but obviously the key levels do remain valid. Value area high giving the strong resistance. Even recently, we got that last push up. Value area high gives you the resistance. Yesterday in the market update, I talked about, we could get bigger pushes up towards the value area high, but if you can't break out, right, we might just get sucked back into the range. So if you do want to break this down into some more local levels, I would be looking at this local volume profile sitting between 89, call it 90K, right? Value area low, 90K. POC sitting at 92,423, and then your value area high sitting here at about $93,200, right? Again, more often than not, I am interested at longs interested in longs at the value area low. Looking at the 30-minute here, I just don't know, right? We have the liquidity that I just showed sitting below this low. Liquidity can act as a magnet for price. If this red dot prints and gets us back out of this volume profile, that liquidity could act as a magnet. Potential for a bullish divergence there. Maybe it gives us a bounce back into the range. This would be the local range I'm looking at. I'm personally not interested in trading it, right? I would not be surprised if this volume profile just gets disrespected. But, when I see this 30-minute time frame like this, looks like a bull div could form, and you do have that magnetic liquidity down below. So we'll see what happens there. But other than that, sitting on my hands, waiting for the bigger key levels. And let's see here. Oh, shout out to BTC Bill with the gifted Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go, baby. BTC Bill, bro. Showing love to the Candle Mafia here. Gifting those memberships, bro. I appreciate you so much, guys. Those memberships are not cheap. They ain't cheap. Show them some love in the chat. If you got a free membership, maybe drop a, drop a golden emoji for our boy BTC Bill. Shout out to Golden. Shout out to Vegas Visual, says money flow keeps decreasing. Depends on what time frame you're looking at, right? Obviously, my high time frame perspective, guys, still remains the same. I'm not going over the longer time frame today. I've already beaten that horse dead over and over and over. 5-day money flow still in the red here. Again, you do have your 2-day red dot looking to print. Money flow still in the red. 3-day money flow still in the red here. It's trying to come up, but it is still in the red. VWAP coming down. So if you get that red dot on the 2-day, probably going to drag down the 3-day. Could easily bring this money flow back in the red. And then, of course, your higher time frames, such as your 5-day and your 6-day, these are pretty rare bearish signs, right? Doesn't mean you have to come down right now, but this would obviously indicate, even if we do get the bigger retracement, either up to 95 to 97K or even into the 50-week moving average, sitting here at 102 to 105K. The overall anticipation there long-term would be sure that green dot could give you the push up, but lower highs and lower lows over time would be the expectation there. It wouldn't be until we flip that level that I would start to feel a little bit better about that bearish bias. But when we see this money flow coming out, you can see this does not happen very often, right? So we have to take that seriously. Other than that, right, high time frame money flow definitely coming to the downside. Shout out to Shara said the premium was lit. Yeah, shout out to you, brother. That was 3 hours of just pure sauce. That's like 9 years of trading experience condensed into 3 hours. So hopefully that helps you avoid some of the mistakes that I made. And shout out to you, brother. That was I enjoyed that stream as well. What about the weekly market cipher B dot? Same exact thing, right? When you have the 6-day money flow coming out like this is going to move faster than the weekly. Of course, weekly money flow still trending out here relatively. So if that 6-day money flow is going to stay in the red, even if we get a little fake out, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised if that fakes back out into the green. When it comes to money flow, guys, it's all about trend. You can see money flow fake out sometimes. It doesn't happen often, right? But like even in the last cycle, that 6-day money flow never faked out. Doesn't mean you can't fake it out this time. But again, it's all about trend. Even if you come back into the green, it could just be a lower high before another lower low, which would obviously continue the downtrend there. Weekly green dot, right? Of course, weekly money flow still coming out. You do have the weekly green dot printing. That probably will confirm unless we get like a super big dump over the weekend. That will likely confirm on Sunday. We'll see what happens. But even then, right, the red and green dots, when it comes to market cipher, indicate the ebbs and flows in the market, right? Like red, well, I'll go within a trend. Green dot, maybe green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot. At least on the weekly here, you got green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, right? So it indicates the ebbs and flows, right? Just generally, if I just were to just draw this out for you, right? Green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot. Money flow indicates the overall trend, That's the simplest way I can explain it, right? The money flow is a filter. You can use that as a filter to kind of figure out if you should be like gig-alonging the lows for massive highs, or if you should be looking at those green dots for lackluster pushes to the upside for lower highs. Well, let's just say, right, massive dump. A weekly green dot, in this case with money flow coming out, would more indicate a lackluster bounce to the upside, lower high and lower low, right? And on the chart, that would look like this. Weekly green dot, lower high, lower low. Could still be a pretty massive pump, though. But again, contextually, if this money flow continues out, green dot's bullish, right? But it's all contextual, right? It would be bullish for an upper flow to the upside, still bearish for a lower high and a lower low. Until proven otherwise, right? It could be wrong, right? Like at the end of the day, the indicator can be wrong. But more often than not, these high time frame signals are not typically a good sign. Let's see. Shout out to J Dans. Thank you for the super chat, brother. A $50 super chat. Wow, we get the big super chats today. I appreciate you, brother. He says, to challenge myself with what I've learned from Frankie, I started with $200 on November 19th. Since then, it has turned into $6,700. Yes, very risky, high leverage, but I think it's safe to say volume profiles and Frankie's TA has transformed my trading. Thank you. Shout out to J Dans, bro. I appreciate you telling me that, right? Because this means what I do coming up here and teaching you guys every single day is actually helping, right? And I could give you the information. I could give you the strategies. I could teach you about volume profiles, how I look at the market or how I understand the market to move. But you put the work in, you take the trades, and hey, if you're up, don't gamble. I assume there was some kind of risk management, at least I hope. But either way, bro, congratulations. You did the work, man. And we had a bunch of people in the premium Discord talking about, we had somebody have a 12K week, either this week or last week. Absolutely insane. It's very validating for me to know that coming up here, putting all this work in, making the content, jumping in the Discord, being on YouTube is actually helping people. That's like the main focus of this channel. So shout out to J Dans. Congratulations, bro. Go celebrate. It's Friday, baby. Go take your friends out for a drink or something like that, or maybe take your girl out. Shout out to Jesse. Thank you for the super chat. Says, pump these likes up. These are rookie numbers. Shout out to Jesse. We might need some price action for the likes, but smash that like button, guys, if you appreciate the content here and the free education. Shout out to Jake says, it's a bear market. Cope. If you're saying I'm coping, good Lord. This might be your first live stream. Of course, my bias here, guys, is that it is higher probability that we are entering a bear market, right? Even if we pump up here, looking for the lower highs and the lower lows. Now, how low that bear market could go, we'll have to let the price action develop. We'll approach our next key levels, right? At the end of the day, if it does wind up being a lower high, and again, this is not promised, right? Maybe we just wind up coming down from here. That is not impossible. But it does look, right, like this weekly money flow coming out is a huge bear market sign, a huge bear market sign. Now, we haven't gotten the crossover just yet, but you could even see here, right? Similar point in the cycle. Of course, timing-wise, it's been very similar. I don't want to cover this, again, because I've covered it so much, and I know people don't really like to hear it. If you watch any of my content, I think you know my longer-term bias. Of course, as money flow starts trending out, right? You don't have to wait for the crossover to indicate that the top is in, right? Typically, the money flow crossover does confirm that the top is in, and even if it's not, even if you're not looking at from a bear market perspective, this money flow crossover on the weekly would indicate, right? Every other cycle, it's indicated that the top is in and you're going into a massive bear market. But even if this was any type of money flow, the indication, right, even when money flow is trending out, you don't have to wait for the crossover. When you come down to support here, the idea is a bounce for a lower high and a lower low, right? So shout out, I forgot his name, but shout out to you, bro. I'm in that camp. I can't say it's guaranteed, but definitely looks like a higher probability based off the charts, right? Just because this money flow is not crossing over red doesn't mean the top's not in, right? Might be lower high, lower low, and then eventually the money flow crosses into the red before you dump, right, and get that big capitulation to come in, which I do think is a high probability of coming in. The only thing that would really change that for me is, like, it's not even a flip of the 50-week moving average. We can use that as evidence to say, like, well, hey, we've never been able to get back above this level in this context. That's different. But even then, right, it doesn't necessarily mean new all-time highs. We still have major resistance at about $116,000, and that is pretty much one of the last levels to look at for a lower high before a lower low, right? So, like, even up here, right, you could eventually get another lower high on that 786. And, who knows, right? Maybe you sweep the highs again, and it's just charts look bearish on the higher time frames. Doesn't mean you can't get the bigger retracements. Shout out to Infinite Team TA. Thank you for the super chat, bro. It says 500 likes or BTC goes to 0. If we get 500 likes, guys, I will call Satoshi live on stream and expose his identity. I'm related to him. So anyway, yeah, all these altcoins are oversold. Shout out to Liva. I don't know how to say that. But yeah, and of course, right, it's like, this is not where you would look for shorts, right? I mean, I know this is Bitcoin, but in the context, right, of lower highs and lower lows, right, like we had shorts in the premium Discord from almost all of these major tops, right? Took the short from here from the all-time high. Didn't get in at 126K. I took mine at 123K. We had another short setup at 116K, another short setup at 107.4. And there's not really been any major retracement for another significant drop to the downside. Maybe it happens from here. But of course, right, like if you haven't been in a short from there, right, you're never getting bearish at the lows. That's why we were able to take those long positions from the lows, right? Doesn't mean that we're bullish for all-time highs. But of course, right, like once you get a big drop down like that, hitting into major key support, which is no longer on the chart, but it was here at the time, there's nothing you could look for there other than longs, right? But, obviously, you could take those longs still in anticipation of lower highs and then look for the shorts back down to the lower lows. And again, this is not guaranteed, right? It's definitely not impossible to come down from where we are now. But let's see here. Short everything. Yeah, shout out to Nathan said, I think Frankie was a cattle auctioneer in his prior life. That is one of the number one comments we get on the channel. Like, this guy should be a auctioneer. You should see when price action's exciting, especially when we get a move on the stream. We go into full auctioneer mode. Bitcoin, look at it, take the liquidity below 89.3. Shout out to I'm My Hero. Welcome in. Says, big top signal is people asking about BTC. So maybe all this dumping is to keep that from happening for your cycle broken. Shout out to I'm My Hero. Maybe we'll see it play out a little bit differently. Shout out to Kay Stessel in the chat from Hotline Pepper Products. Shout out to Carrie. Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you. Christmas pump. Yeah, maybe you get a Santa rally. But again, don't lose the overall context, right? Or at least I'm not. Obviously, you're free to do whatever you want. I'm not a financial advisor. But let's say we get a Santa rally, right? A lot of people would say, what happened? I thought we were bearish, right? Well, still bearish, right? Not every pump is created equal. And I show this example almost on every live stream, which is why I didn't really want to go over the long term. But of course, we always have new people coming in. My bias back in the previous cycle, even though we were coming up to major support, which is your macro golden pocket 786, sure, this is support. Of course, this is not a place where I would look for a short position. Any shorts would have been taken from any of these lower highs or at the top. But of course, right, you have high time frame green dots. You might even have some nice bullish divergences. And, you end up getting a 46% pump to the upside, right? People here are like, and this is where I have to say, all right, guys, we got the pump. This is where we would be looking for the lower high on our golden pocket 786 retracement, which was actually this golden pocket 786 retracement, right? Like, sure, you get the bounce. Sure, pumping is nice. This is technically bullish, right? You have low, high, higher, low, higher, high. But of course, right, that doesn't mean that you have to look for all-time highs. Why would you not be looking at that? Look at your high time frame money flow. This is your filter to let you know if you should be looking for massive highs or if you should be looking for lackluster pumps for lower highs and lower lows, right? Money flow comes into the red. My bias is automatically lower highs and lower lows. You pull your Fibonacci retracements. You have the local fib here. This is where we had the weekly blood diamond. This is where I had to bring up the fact that it looked a lot more likely like the top was in for Bitcoin and we were going into a bear market. I got absolutely cooked in the comments. No skin off my back. Obviously wound up being correct about that. Not that I couldn't have been wrong, but ended up charts were right as they typically are. And it's a very similar situation. Just remember, 46% pump. A lot of people are going to be like, this guy's an idiot, right? I don't blame people for thinking that we were crazy here because they're like, Bitcoin just pumped 46%. I'm like, I thought you were bearish. And it's like, it's like, it doesn't change things, right? Like, you got to get off that 1 minute time frame, right? Obviously, you've gone on to a low time frame. This looks super bullish. But you got to have that long-term context, right? So it's kind of the same situation here. Like, eerily similar, right? If I were to actually pull that fractal that we've pulled umpteen times here, right? It's like literally almost the same exact thing. There's your retracement. Again, not guaranteed just because it happened in the previous cycle. It's not what I would base my decisions off of. But again, you can just see, right? Like, it's not going to, doesn't mean you're going to start a big uptrend, right? If you wanted to look for massive new all-time highs, you would need money flow in a red wave coming up, right? Which we obviously don't have, right? Like if you look down here, come on over to the Bitstamp chart, get some more price history, right? For massive highs, or we even go to the previous cycle, right? For like massive new all-time highs, you want to see bullish confirmations, which we don't have right now, right? Lower lows, higher lows. There's your weekly bullish divergence. Literally, we were on the lookout for this when it was happening. And then price comes up. You end up flipping back above the 50-week moving average. Not that that was something I was looking at the time. But the big thing here is look at your high time frame money flow. You have spent time in the red. You have gotten the big capitulations down. This is where everyone who was looking for all-time highs here, they get the big capitulation, and now they accept they're in a bear market. They're like, all right, well, now the bear market's starting. 8K next. But at that point, it's too late. It's too late, right? This is where you should be looking to accumulate, right? And then what happens? Your money flow starts trending back to the upside, and once it crosses into the green, even though this faked out, you get the crossover into the green, it does indicate that the bottom is in, and you can start the new cycle, right? Doesn't have to play out exactly the same necessarily, but I will look for it to rhyme. History doesn't always repeat, but it oftentimes rhymes. So it doesn't mean we have to have a 75% correction like we did last cycle, or 76% correction, I guess. Maybe we've talked about the potentials for an early kind of less severe bear market to come in. Maybe that's the case. If that is, well, we'll be looking for bottoms here. But if we come down to these next key levels of support, within this volume profile, I'm not going to bring it up, but this would be like your next major level of support. If we see bottom signals there, I'd entertain the bottom coming in, which would not be a 70% correction, right? We're not just going to say 77% correction because of the 4-year cycle. If things are different, maybe they will be. But if we get down there and we don't have bullish confirmations and the weekly money flows not looking good, well, we're probably just going to be looking for lower prices. I don't know what price is going to look like down there, right? So we'll have to wait. We just got to let more information pop up into the charts. Maybe we can get some kind of a Santa rally. Maybe we get a new all-time high. Who knows, right? Just lower probability on the charts at this point. Shout out to Ghost Node. Said amazing stream. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you. History is brutal. Yeah, definitely is. 90% correction. Good Lord. How short is the stream? Well, we got a few minutes. We got a little bit of time left. It's the weekend. If my dog barks twice, I go long 4x and I go short. 4 times that I go short. Shout out to Martin. Hopefully that works out. Could be. You might have your dog could be a hedge fund manager potentially. Sideways price action is the day trader's dream. I mean, especially for me, right? Like the basis of my strategies are ranges, right? Now this range, unfortunately, is just a bit wonky. Still nice, right? We're still able to catch the trades in there, but like even this value area low, we knew we would hit this golden pocket. Didn't front ran the value area low, but just in general, right? Like this price action, like sometimes you have really clean ranges. Up here, it was like easy, right? I don't want to say easy, right? But like this volume profile was super clean, right? Even here, we rejected a golden pocket. That's not the exact profile that I had pulled. That's why the POC is down here. But just like super, super clean, right? If you're a range trader, volume profiles are the key. Absolutely. And even when you do have wonky ranges, right? Like, of course, deviate below the low. There's your undervalued price. Get back into the range. Look for the fulfill of the profile. You're at the high. You get your bearish confirmations. We actually took this. Well, we took the long and the short. Took the long here to the high. Took the short here into the golden pocket. And then we got the rotation back up to the high. So, yeah, if you're a range trader, volume profiles are, and you don't use volume profiles, whether you learn them from me or not, I don't know if anybody's as much of a volume profile maxi as I am, but definitely learn, even if it's not from me. Volume profiles will change your life. 99.99% correction. Shout out to Genius. I'm with you, bro. Going to $1 for BTC. Straight to the moon. All right, let's continue on here, guys. So that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. We'll see what happens in this chop. We get the push to the upside. Beautiful. If not, hopefully we can hold those local lows at 87.3 on the value area low confluence. Bada boom. Can't hold that. We're looking to take out the low at 80,500. Come up here. Resistance. Opportunities for shorts. Of course, it's not set your limit order here for a short. If you don't get the confirmations, again, you break above this. We don't have a lot of volume above us. Could be a fast move up. Fast move down. Fast move up. Big old volume gap. So there you go. All right. I will take a quick look at Ethereum. Quick look at Ethereum here. Come on over to the alt chart. Bada boom. Let's see here. So obviously, during FOMC, we had our next target up here. I've deleted it since then, but we did have our golden pocket, 786 Fibonacci retracement, and the POC of the range. We knew, I'll hide this for now. We knew if we were able to hold on top of this value area high, just like on Bitcoin, we were hoping that this golden pocket would get hit. We tapped into it, held above the value area low. As long as you're above the value area low, the POC could be your next high probability target. Of course, there was confluence there on the 786 retracement. And then on FOMC, we did get the beautiful bearish divergences up here with your higher highs, right? You're just simply waiting for the target to get hit. You get your higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves. And what happens? You get Z ejection to the downside. And of course, we had our local levels of support, which are sitting right here on the local golden pocket 786 retracement. That's what we're holding right now. Is this likely to give you a full rotation to the value area high? I don't know, right? When you look at your 4-hour money flow, of course, this has been pretty choppy as well. You're in the green, you're in the red, you're back in the green. I think you fake back out into the red there potentially. Almost into the red, you're back in the green. Now money flow is coming back out. All I can do here is really really hard to give you a bias here. One of the bigger things we were looking at was the 6-hour and the 8-hour money flow, indicating that's why we were looking at this golden pocket as a key level, right? Because if you're looking at money flow coming to the upside, it doesn't have to be crossing over, right? We have a low, higher, low, higher, low. If you don't know what money flow is doing, try to pull a trend line. Right? Well, look at that. It's trending to the upside, indicating your trend might continue to the upside. So if you get inside your value area and you get a pullback, well, hey, your 8-hour money flow is about to cross into the green. That means you can look for a higher low and a higher high to break structure to the upside into your next target, right? It's not magic, right? It's not that, I don't have like some secret indicator telling me that, oh, price is going to gravitate to here. It's just the volume profiles of money flow. And of course, if you hold on top of that value area low, the POC is the next target, which would be a beautiful target to look for in order to break that structure to the upside. So absolutely perfect. And where's that higher low likely to come in at? Golden pocket, 786 retracement. We do still technically have the 8-hour money flow crossing into the green, or still in the green. It's already crossed over. So is it possible to hold this golden pocket 786? Whoops. For another higher low and another higher high, potentially targeting your golden pocket here at about 36.54. Maybe. The only problem is we don't have a ton of confluence here, right? Like the 4-hour is still pretty choppy. 3-hour money flows choppy, trying to cross into the red. I would say generally this is trending out, but it is very choppy. 2-hour money flow trending out, also very choppy, but technically trending out. 4-hour money flow, very wonky. You just don't have like perfect confluence there, in my opinion. 5 hours crossing into the red. So you got a lot of mixed signals here. But that doesn't mean, you're not always going to have a clear view on the market, right? Like when you have the bullish confirmations with beautiful money flow coming up, well, it's a high probability. But here it's like, what I will say is you are at key support. If you want a higher low and you're looking for the higher high, I can't guarantee it just because of how choppy money flow is, but this would be the place to look, right? Now, if we do break down here, the biggest level of support to hold is going to be the value area low, right? Maybe we deviate a little bit. Maybe you hold the 786, but if you get rejected out of this range, probably where I'm going to be looking for a bigger move to the downside, right? So key levels, value area low, $2,892. POC we've already tapped, right? Bearish divergences played out perfectly. I wish these popped up on Bitcoin. Bitcoin did not print the bear div. We actually front ran the highs. Otherwise, I'd probably be holding that short. But at the end of the day, as long as you're within your volume profile and technically at least some of your money flow is coming up and you hold above that value area low, doorway to the POC is open, flip the POC, you can look to go up to the value area high, which is obviously confluent with the anchored VWAP from the all-time high and the golden pocket 786 retracement. This next zone is sitting between 36.50 and 39.43. Got to get above that point of control, though. I wish I had clearer money flow. It's like so difficult for me because I think people just want like a clear answer. It's like I could show you one of the time frames that look clear, but like at the end of the day, if all the time frames aren't in confluence, it's very hard to say it's high probability. But one thing that I can say is as long as you're within this range and you do not lose this value area low, you're within your volume profile. You can expect it to play out at the end of the day. Shout out to Nirvana said, no bots today. What's going on? No, they need, the bots are crazy in the bull runs. It's like, it's wild because like they're nowhere to be seen. We forget about them. And then like we get a big pump and all of a sudden it's like, buy this coin and get $30,000 a day without doing any work. How awesome is that? And then the mods drop the ban hammer. Let's see. Shout out to Random. Drops LS is in the chat, guys. BTC said Asta Pasta. Oh, God. Shout out to Thomas. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, just wanted to thank you again for all you do for this community. If you have a brief minute, can we look at BAT? I'm curious with how it's trading. Thank you. Shout out to Thomas. Yeah, I'll try to take a look at BAT. We are running out of time. I will try to take a look at it. Please do not super chat your altcoins, guys. We are doing a short stream here. I mean, you can super chat, but it doesn't guarantee that we look at them. But we will try our best. No way. Yo. Did someone mention, did a bot come in? That is hilarious. The bots hurt us, guys. The bots, oh no, never mind. That's not a bot, I don't think. Oh yeah, it is. I think it is. Fire as always. Shout out to Con. I appreciate you, bro. Short stream, by the way. Yeah, shout out to Fernando. We got 3 minutes and 25 seconds left on the timer here. But real quick, I'll take a quick look at that. Let's take a look here. Oh, that's Nat. I was like, why is this look like that? All right, I don't think I have a BAT chart. But what I can do here is I can pull up the main profile that you're in. All right, let's pull it like this. Well, there you go. Here's your value area. Bada boom. Value area high is currently acting as resistance. Your 3-day money flow, it is what it is, right? Like, I can't just say this looks bearish if the chart has money flow coming up. Now, would I be suspicious with the way the rest of the market looks? Maybe. 4-day money flow crossover into the green. Not too shabby. 5-day money flow. Red wave crossing into the green. 6-day money flow, at least trending up over time. Again, you could pull those trend lines. So it doesn't look horrible, at least from a binary perspective. Weekly money flows crossed over into the green. So yeah, obviously, be careful with the context of the rest of the market, right? This could obviously fake out potentially. But if Bitcoin gets the bigger retracement and we see the Bitcoin dominance, which is now trying to pop back up, again, no real update here. We're just still chopping around after rejecting our key level. Money flow still coming out. But if we can get that bigger retracement with dominance falling, maybe some of the altcoins can outperform. If we get the Santa rally, Bitcoin pumps, dominance comes down. Some of the alts can rally, which could indicate potentially that maybe this money flow could be accurate. I would just be a little suspicious here, right? So yeah, value area high. I'll give you this volume profile. You're definitely up against resistance here. Value area high, 28 cents. POC, 24 cents. Value area low at 14 cents. So let's take a look at the daily money flow. Yeah, you are looking to potentially, I mean, you do technically. I mean, you have, it's kind of wonky, but you are forming some kind of bearish divergences up here at the high. Money flow on the daily pretty much flat. Let's check the 16-hour. I would just be careful of deviations above this high. And it doesn't mean you can't continue up if you do get a correction. Of course, the high time frame money flow at face value, right? If you're 5-day money flows coming up, even if you get a big correction, you could eventually look for higher lows and higher highs to continue the overall trend to the upside. But, I mean, you're at resist. Like, would I enter a long position here? I mean, probably not right this second, right? Like, long positions were to be had at the value area low, right? You even had some nice, pretty strong bullish divergences down there. Get back into the range, POC, stay in the range. Eventually, you make it up to your value area high. The magical magnetic volume profiles. But you are at resistance. Let's pull the, let's pull some fibs here. Where do I want to pull this from? Let's just pull this, probably already. Oh, there we go. Absolutely perfect. So I would be careful here. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a lower high for a massive lower low, but it is resistance. You do have some potential daily bearish divergences. VWAP above the 0 line. So I would just be careful here. Even if you wick into the 786, you could look at it as a potential deviation above your value area high. There is the timer going off. So if you did get another higher high there, that 786 would kind of be the last level of resistance, in my opinion. If you do form those bearish divergences, could be a little bit of a pullback. Key level to the downside would, of course, as always, be the value area high, in case you do want to just put in a continuation. But once you break back into that range, gives you a high probability move down to the POC at 24 cents. Lose the POC, you could get the bigger pullback, potentially targeting the value area low. But with that money flow, right, it's like really hard for me to say, like, Bitcoin is very clear, right? Bitcoin is the opposite of this, right? The 5-day money flow, as Bitcoin obviously had a massive bull market when the rest of the altcoins were not having a massive bull market. Bitcoin's in a different situation, right? Bitcoin had a massive green wave and a massive run into all-time highs. Now that money flow is crossing into the red, which is not indicative of new all-time highs. But here, not that I would say this is indicative of all-time highs, but at least some kind of high time frame trend to the upside. But this just looks different. It kind of goes against my nature to just like, you don't want to forget about what Bitcoin's doing, but at face value here, the money flow crossing into the green, if it's able to stay there, could indicate that you could look for higher lows and higher highs. The biggest level I would look at here first would be the POC at 24 cents. And then below that, you could just pull your... Yeah, I mean, you could even if you did come down to the value area low, right, could still technically be a higher low. And then you have your golden pocket here at 19 cents. So I don't want to overcomplicate it, but, you know, could look for higher lows and higher highs based off your money flow. I would, of course, be careful with the way Bitcoin looks in case, you know, everything wants to follow Bitcoin. Sitting at resistance, this would be the line in the sand, right? Break above that 786, you're looking to take out this high, right? But big level to look for a rejection at, in my opinion. So there you go. There's a little bit of basic attention token analysis. AOJ, shout out to NavX. Golden, save us. Somebody call Golden. Get him in here. Buy a bunch of Bitcoin, brother. How old is Frankie? Shout out to JJ. Guys, drop in the chat how old do you think I am. You know, I'm usually flattered. By those answers. Bat looks good. Yes, at face value, isolated by itself, this looks bullish, right? I have to say that, right? Money flow coming up. This looks good. I would have to anticipate, just based off the chart, higher lows and higher highs. Long term. Doesn't mean you can't get a correction here at resistance. Let's see. I'm really curious. Usually, there's going to be one day where I'm not going to be flattered anymore, but I do get pretty flattered, honestly. Not that I really care about my age. Oh, yo, Tony, let's run the giveaways, guys. I forgot that we're doing the giveaways. Tony, you can run the giveaways. We're going to be giving away 10 bags of USDT. All right. Well, you guys are pretty close. We got 36, 30, 21. Hey, shout out to Do It, man. Let's go. Shout out to you. 21. Spot on. I'm just kidding. I would say the average of the guesses, 6, 7. Let's go. 6, 7. 71. Dang, that's brutal. I know I look rough today. I am 33, guys. I am 33. Pretty close. Most people guessed high 20s, low to mid 30s. I like that. Or pretty much low 30s. 55. Yo, 55 is crazy. In real life, people always think I'm younger, which is nice. Shout out to Thomas. Thank you for the super chat. Said, thank you. I need your thoughts on profit taking at 24 cents. So thank you for taking the time to look. Oh, shout out to you, brother. No problem. No problem, man. I got you. Taking profit at 24 cents. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, even if, right? I mean, it obviously depends on your plan. For me personally, I'm a volume profile trader. If I was, it'd be different if I was holding this on spot. Like, again, it is what it is, right? This looks a lot different than Bitcoin. If I were to look at this chart totally isolated, this looks good. This is a bullish chart. I would be looking for longs at the lows, for acceptance into the value area, move to the POC, move to the value area high. Typically, POCs take profit 1, value area highs take profit 2, and then maybe you could leave that winner, right? Because the chart, as far as money flow, looks good. Whether you get a big retracement down here or you hold the value area high of the POC and you continue up, you can hold that moon bag with your stop loss at break even, guaranteed winning trade. If it nukes down to 0 and everything dumps, well, cool. You get stopped out for a beautiful, beautiful trade. In profit, obviously. So nice work. I don't know where your entry is, but that's how, this is always going to be take profit for me within the profile. People with good souls always look younger than they are. Hey, shout out to Fantasy Killer. I appreciate that, brother. Frankie Candles is 80,085 years old. Dave, you don't have to reveal the real age, bro. You don't have to reveal the real age. Shout out to Dave Digital. At Tony D, are you here? I think he should be here. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything here. Let me scroll up while we're waiting for Tony D. Oh, he already... Classic Tony D. Tony, where are you? I did it 3 minutes ago. I did it before you asked. Shout out to Tony D. USDT winners. Shout out if you see your name pinned to the top of the chat, you won a free bag of USDT. Head down to the free Discord. Link in the description down below. Go to the Help Center and claim your free money, guys. We've been giving away free money here and free hats, free everything. We've been giving away stuff here every Friday on the live stream for dang near 4 years. I absolutely love it. So if you see your name up there, head over to the free Discord and claim your free prize. And I'm already going over time here, guys. Timer went off. We went a little longer. We took a look at bat. But yeah, if you just tuned in, scrub to the beginning of the stream. Get my thoughts on Bitcoin. Super Chop Fest here, waiting for the bigger levels to get hit. 95 to 96K. If we don't get up there first and we can't hold 87.3 and we lose those range lows, guys, we could be breaking. And we see this, again, the big thing I will be looking at is this 2-day red dot. If that 2-day red dot prints, I would love to see the low taken into the weekly MPOC at 78,550. Looking for that bullish divergence. Something like that. But I'll keep you guys updated here on the live streams and the market updates. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of this sauce. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Shout out to Saeed says, your stream starts at 4 a.m. in India. Oh, my God, bro. You're up at 4 a.m.? Or I guess you were up at 4 a.m. Now it's probably later than that. That's dedication, bro. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you for being here. My wish is to win a free hat. Well, when we hit like goals, we do give away the hats, but it's been rough with the likes lately. I don't really push them that much anymore. But, of course, in these nasty price action, it is, it's a lot easier when Bitcoin's pumping. Dutchy won. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Come on, baby. Let's go. I keep an alarm at 4 a.m. to attend your live streams from India. Shout out to Saeed, bro. That is dedication. I appreciate you so much, man. Shout out to Mystic Ruin. Shout out to Rat IRL. Shout out to K Diggity. I'll tell Phoebe. I don't know what I'm going to tell her, bro, but she misses you, man. She misses you. I know you guys had a fight, but I'll try to console her. Hopefully you guys get back together. But anyway, with all that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you here, same place, same time, on Monday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If anything crazy happens over the weekend, maybe I'll drop an update. But you guys got all the sauce. Subscribe back to the stream, beginning of the stream if you just tuned in. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine.